Okay, so a CAT is a community asset transfer, and because local authorities have loads of buildings that they've inherited through history from things that used to be in towns. So I'm standing here in still called the Old Courthouse. It's now a library, a community centre, all sorts of fantastic things happening here. So obviously Shap doesn't need a courthouse anymore, but we've got this really sound and beautiful and historic building which is part of the town, part of the streetscape, and so it can be repurposed into all sorts of things which are of benefit for people locally.
I think it was probably 2013 when we actually began talks as Shap Building Group with representatives from all different groups in the village and council members about the future of this building as it was then and what the way forward might be. And it's been a long road, shall we say, and you had to be really determined to see it through. But I think it was that overriding desire that we did not want this building to be lost from the community. Two of the main drivers were to retain the library space for the village, and also the playgroup used a room in here as well. So that was another commitment that we would keep a designated space so that the playgroup could continue to meet here.
It's best, if it's possible, for local people to decide what they want to do locally. And so community asset transfer means that the buildings that belong to Westmorland and Furness can be transferred to the community. And this is done so that the community can then decide the programming, decide what's going to happen for the best. And often the community knows best about what it wants to make its town, its village, its community vibrant and active, and give the community what it needs and share those assets together. So the community asset transfer is a way that we can be sure that when that happens, that it is sustainable for the community, because a building like this costs a lot to run. So there's no point just taking it on if then it's a big burden to everybody. So the community asset transfer policy is worked out to make sure that we take people through all those stages so that the business plan works, which means that it can be affordable and sustainable for the community in the long term.
With a wider aim was to begin having it more as a centre, a gallery centre where local artists and craftspeople could exhibit the work, and as attraction for visitors. We've been able to accommodate library books around the side, and so it's a much more usable space. And we use it. Just the other evening we had a poetry event. A local poet spoke to us. We're soon starting our Friday night music nights again. I'd like to see it develop more. We've got several small groups that meet in here now, such as Knit and Natter Group, Cupper and Company, and the writing group, the monthly writing group. A weekly music group get together and have sessions, and I think that's all things that we'd like to do more of to really for the benefit of everyone's mental health. I hope it's a place where local people feel they belong.
Nobody wants buildings, beautiful buildings, historic buildings to be empty, so we all want them to be used, and we want to work with communities to make that happen.